What's up, YouTube? I'm back in the still standing garage, and in this video there's a few things I want to do to the Regal. The first thing that I am going to work on is going to be the brakes. The last couple of times that I've test drove it, I kept hearing a lot of scratching sounds, and I thought it was a drive shaft hitting because I was driving it kind of locked up. So I'll let you hear it. Nasty, super nasty. So sounds really bad. So I haven't replaced the brakes on this car. I bought this car in 2001, so I never replaced the rear brakes. I have worked on the front brakes before. So the rear brakes, I mean, I could only imagine if the owner before me even replaced those. I am going to replace them with new drums. I got a wheel cylinder here for each side. I did buy the spring kit and everything to replace that in there, brand new. And then obviously the shoes. So that's what I'm gonna do first, and then we're gonna keep it moving from here. Let's go. Alright, YouTube, so there it is. Passenger side is done. It's all put together. At least the hardware and the shoes are on there. Brand new. Everything is looking real good. I did find these broken springs in there, as you can see here. Now I know what that loud noise was when I was driving the car. Look how nasty this is. The shoes were actually broken or cracked in the middle. You can see there, right there, on both sides. I think you can see it better on that one, but on this one at the top, you see that right there. So it was really bad. So all I have to do on this side is put the new brake drum on. But before I do that, I do want to show you how I did this, how I took it apart and put it together. But I'm gonna show you on the driver's side. Let's go. With the wheel off, we could take off the drum and see if it will come off. It looks pretty loose. Take that off. So this hardware on this one looks like everything's intact. Everything's put together. There's no broken springs like it was on the other one. So everything down there looks pretty good too. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spray this whole area with some brake cleaner. I am replacing this wheel cylinder, so I don't care about spraying it. These do have rubber boots on here. You're not supposed to spray any brake cleaner on rubber because it does mess it up. But like I said, since I am replacing that, I'm gonna spray everything and then we should be good. We're gonna clean all that up before we start removing stuff. I am placing a catch pan down here when I spray the brake cleaner because I don't want to create a mess. I want to catch everything there. And then after that, everything is cleaned up and everything, I do want to take some pictures. You could take pictures if you want. What I would do is I would take off the drums from both sides as you're working on them, because obviously you have to do this in pairs. You would take off the one on the other side, work on one side, and as you're trying to put everything back together, if you don't remember how things go, you could go to the other side and check out how everything looks on that side. See the crack right there? Goes all the way down the middle on this shoe here. And check out this side, same thing. All this right here, all cracked, it's all deteriorating, coming apart. I'm glad I'm doing this. Let's start removing these springs. This one here, and then this one here. I did buy myself a drum brake toolkit on Amazon, so I'll put a link in the description for that. I'm gonna be using this one right now to take off those two springs. So first spring I'm gonna take off is gonna be this one here. I'm gonna use that tool I just showed you guys. You can use a flathead screwdriver. I've used that in the past, or some pliers when I did my 78 Montes drum brakes. Twist it. It's almost off. And be careful that car doesn't bounce and hit you. It's almost out right there. Let's just give it that last push. And there it is. Set that off to the side. All right, now let's remove this one right here. I'm gonna use the tool, same tool, put it over the stud and twist. And there it is, it came off. Put this to the side. So now let's remove this little piece right here. It's connected to this bracket here. What I've learned is if you remove the spring that's here, on this bracket, it allows you to move the bracket forward to take off this piece right here. So let me do that. And there it is, almost poked me in the eye. Now you can push this one down, push it down. You see how that came off? Just pull it out. Take off this little plate. So this is what's holding on the shoe to the actual backing plate here. There's a pin behind there. Put your hand behind there, hold the pin, use a tool, or you could use some pliers to put it on there. All you got to do is go in there, twist, and it comes off. I'll show you how this works. So this is the pin that goes through the backing plate and into the shoe, and it has like a little head to it, and it actually goes into the spring here. Let me see if it will focus. Once you push it in there and twist, it locks it in place and it won't come out. Let's do the same thing to this side. Hold it from behind, get the tool, push in, twist, until it comes off. It's almost there. Where is it at? See, on this one it might be good if I use some pliers, but there it is, came off. Same thing, take out the pin from the back. Now we could take off the shoes, and we could actually pull it from the top here, separate them, and you could bring them down and they come off. The e-brake is on there, which is this bracket right here. You could actually take that off by twisting that, and it comes off. Take off this piece here, and this is pretty much what it looks like on the bottom. This is what it looks like all taken apart. It's all nasty, all that brake dust that accumulated over the years. That wheel cylinder looks real busted, so we got to clean that up right now. Just want to show you the little piece that fell when I took everything off was this piece right here. So this piece is actually the self adjuster. So that's what you heard fall right now. I know it didn't come out in the camera, but this piece right here is what fell off. So when I put the new one on, I'll show you how it goes, because it's a lot better to see, because these are all dirty parts. So I'll show you in a bit. I'll be using a wire brush to clean up all this old brake dust here. I'm gonna be using this big one and then this little one right here. So let's start cleaning that up. It all comes off pretty easy. And there it is, it's all cleaned up. It's looking real nice. I even hit the e-brake, the wire brush. After I hit it with the wire brush, I did hit all the areas with the brake cleaner. So now it's time to replace the wheel cylinder. This one's all busted, so I'm gonna replace it with the new one. I'm gonna show you how it's held on this new one, so that way you can see, because it's kind of tight back there for me to actually try to record. I'm gonna try it anyways, but we'll see how that goes. So it's actually in there like this. You turn it around, this is the back side, and what holds the wheel cylinder onto the back plate right there is this little clip here. It goes over here, over the cylinder, and it gets pushed back, and it actually clips into these pockets here, right here on both sides. And in order to take it off, the way that I took off the other side was, it does have these holes here, like access holes, so you can stick something in there and pry it open, or pry it open. But what I did was I stuck a screwdriver on each side and I twisted both sides, and it popped out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen the brake line here. That way it's easier to remove. Once I remove the clip and the wheel cylinder is loose, it won't be difficult to take off. So let's loosen this up real quick, making sure that the line is not twisting. There it is, it's loose. Alright, so I managed to put the screwdriver on one side of the clip, Let me see if I could get it on the other side. And just so you guys know, I'm actually using the camera so I can see where I am. With the screwdriver on the other side, I'm gonna try to pry the cylinder out. Let's see if it will come out. And it looks like it wants to come out. If I let go of that clip, let's see if I can pry it out. Yeah, because it looks like the clip on both sides, as you guys could tell right here. See, now it came out. You saw it came out by itself? Perfect. Well, let me take it off camera, but pretty much the clip is already off. It's already off the cylinder, so I could actually, as you guys can see, I could actually move the cylinder and try to take it out. So let me take off that clip. All right, so the clip is off, but the first thing I have to do is I do want to loosen the bleeder valve over here, because it's gonna be really hard. These guys are usually put it on there pretty tight. So let me loosen that. I loosen it up a little bit and then I snug it back up. So let's take off the brake line all the way. And it's off. Gotta remove the old clip. Trying to do this as fast as I can so I don't lose too much fluid. Oh, I can't forget to remove the plug here. So you see what I mean about that clip? Gotta put it on first in the line, because then you won't be able to put it over the cylinder anymore after you tighten the brake line down. Now that the brake line is on there tight, I gotta put the clip on the cylinder. But by pushing the clip towards the cylinder, try to clip it on, the cylinder will try to come out this way. So what I'm going to use is gonna be the handle of the brush here to put it in between the cylinder and the axle here. And that's gonna prevent it from coming this way. So let's put on the clip. Let's go. All right, now let's put on the clip. So the way that I'm gonna put on this clip is with 2 screwdrivers, one on each side. And come on. And there it is. It's on there. All right, it's time to start putting everything back together. The wheel cylinder, in my opinion, is the most time-consuming part to replace because of that clip in the back, but it's already done. I have my shoes laid out right here, and the brake pad that has the longest, or the shoe that has the longest brake pad, is the one that goes to the back of the car. And as you can see, this one's a little bit shorter, starts here, ends here. Look at this one. And this one in the back is thicker than the one in the front. So that's how I could tell. So I'm gonna start off by putting on the adjuster, putting it together. See, these have a letter on them, so L for the driver's side, and then the right obviously is going to be for the passenger side. We're getting confused with passenger, driver. So we got to screw this in all the way. Once that's done, comes with the washer. Put the washer here, and then you put the other side of the adjuster here, and then the adjuster goes in the bottom here, like so. And then the spring, this spring right here, I like to put it on from here first, and then you're gonna have to bring this over a bit to slide it in that hole, and then put everything back right here. And then I'm gonna put it on the backing plate over here. I like to do it this way because it actually holds on, it stays on there instead of doing one side at a time. But I mean, it works for me. Everybody does their own thing. So let's put it on. All right, we gotta put on the e-brake first on this hole here. So put on the bracket. It's gonna take a little bit of maneuvering around to try to get it on, but we're gonna get it on. Let's get it on. It's in there. Now we can spread the shoes and sit it on top of here. All right, let's put on the self-adjuster bracket. I want to show you how it goes on. So it comes with a letter as well, L, so that way you know what side it goes on. The way that this goes on, it clips on like this, and it goes over, and that's pretty much how it's assembled. I am going to take it apart right now, and I'll put it together when it's already on there, because the important part is this. I want to put it on the shoe, and that's what actually clips it on with the pin in the back and the spring. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So we'll put this on here, on that hole, like so. We'll grab the pin, put it through the back. Okay, it's on there. And let's install the spring. Oh, where's the cap? I gotta put on the little cap on there, like so. And then grab our tool. If this doesn't start falling apart, sometimes it's a little bit difficult. It takes some maneuvering over and over until you get it. And there it is. That one is on. This side will be the same thing. The pin, put it through the hole, through there, and then the spring. This spring is actually a little bit longer than the other side because this side doesn't have an adjuster bracket, and this one's green. Put that on through there, and then we'll get the little cap and hold it on real quick. Get our tool. All right, let's put it on. Twist, push and twist is pretty much it. And there it is. Both of them are on there. They're both on there. Now start putting on everything else. Let's go. All right, let's put on the bracket right here. I'm gonna slide it on from the bottom, and then it has to clip over this bracket right here, like so. And there it is. It's on there. There it is. That's what it looks like. Let's put this piece back on with this little spring. Comes in the kit. Slides in there like so, and it goes like this. The spring goes facing to the front of the car. Put it in. This side is wider for the e-brake bracket and the actual shoe. That's why it's wider than this one. That's how you could tell what side it goes on. So all you gotta do is spread these open, slide it in there. It's kind of hard to give you guys a really good view of it, but you spread them out, and then we're able to pop it in. Like so. That's pretty much how it goes in there. That part's on there. Now let's put on this piece right here. It goes onto the self-adjuster bracket down here. Push it in there like so. Oh, can't forget that plate. This little plate goes on top of there first. I did clean these up, this one, and then the little separator right there. So this one actually goes up here. Like that. Goes on there like that, and then we could put this one on. Oh, there we go, by hand. Let's put the white one on. Goes on the hole that's over here. This one here. And then it pops onto this one here. Let me grab my tool. This tool right here. You could do it with the screwdriver too. I've done it with the screwdriver before. we'll slide that one in there. Hopefully the camera doesn't get in the way. It looks like the camera will be in the way. So we'll slide that in there. Like so. So now it's time for the blue one. The blue one goes on this hole here. Clips on like that. Actually like this. Use the same tool again to pop it in. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries, but it is what it is. Gotta keep trying till you get it on. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. And there it is. Went on there. Oh, it looks like this bad boy came off of here. So we gotta pop that one in. And there it is. It's on there. And there it is. It's all put together. It's looking really good. Everything's in its place where it's supposed to be. The last thing that I did put on was the spring right here for the self-adjuster bracket. I put that on there with the screwdriver. I had to use both hands, so I couldn't record for you guys, but it's on there. That's the last thing that needed to go on there. So now all I got to do is put on the new brake drums, and let's get to that. Let's go. All right, now I have to get these brake drums ready to be installed. Brand new, replacing them. Look at the difference. The old ones over there, new ones right here. So I'm going to hit them with some brake cleaner on the inside and then wipe them off. Got to remove all that oil that's inside of there. Don't want to put that on the brake pads. And then we're going to start installing them. I'll show you how I'm going to install that. Alright, it's all cleaned off, ready to go, ready to be installed. I am going to be using a tool to actually put it on, because you do have to put on the drum in a way that the shoes, the brake pads, drag on the drum. And in the past, I didn't know about this tool, so I would just put it on and then take it off. To adjust it, I would have to adjust the adjuster there by hand to make sure that there was enough drag on the drum there, or else your pedal is loose. So I recently got introduced to this tool here. It's a brake shoe resetting gauge, and it's pretty much like a caliper. I'll show you how to use that. I got introduced to this on Instagram. The homie hit me up and said, hey, have you ever used this tool? I didn't know what he was talking about. I started watching some videos on it, so I'll show you how to use it. It's going to make things a lot easier to install these, instead of, like I said, putting it on, taking it off, you know, back and forth. That's what I did with the Monte, but now with this tool, I could do it once. So let's get to it. All right, and this is how you use it. The smaller side here, this is to measure the drum. The bigger side here is going to be to measure the shoes. So we're going to go into the drum itself, spread the gauge all the way till it hits the inside, the ID of the drum here. Make sure it's nice and even. And then we tighten up the nut here to hold it in place. Make sure that it's good, and it is. Now let's measure the shoes over here. All right, now let's check the shoes over here. We're going to put it on the highest point of the shoes, of the pads. And as you can see over here, I put it all off to one side so you can see. It's about 1/8 of a gap there. So we need to adjust these pads, open them up, so that way they're exactly the same size as this caliper here, or this gauge. And it'll be giving us enough drag on the drum when we put it on the first time. All right, and to adjust it, I'm going to open up the adjuster here to make sure that the shoes open up. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to click this on until I get it to the size that I want. I'm going to keep checking it with the gauge until it opens up. Alright, and there it is. I had to adjust it just a little bit. As you can see, the separation there, how much actually came out. So now let's put on the drum, see how it fits. Put this on there, line it up. Can you hear that? It's a little bit of drag. It's exactly what we want. So we're good. Gotta do the other side now. Time for the other side, and then it's time to bleed the brakes. Let's go. Alright, so I already bled the brakes and the rims are back on. I did want to mention that these drums that I put on the Regal here, they're actually coated, as you can see there. I normally buy the ones that are just machined, and they apply that rust preventative, and I spray them with the brake cleaner. On these, you don't have to do it. I had to research it afterwards because I was noticing that coating, and I was like, I wonder if I need to take it off. But that's the whole rust preventative of these type of drums, is that since they're coated, you could just slap them on and go on. You don't have to spray them with any brake cleaner like I did. So I already did it, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything. I already charged the battery as well because it was dead. So time to warm it up, test drive it. Let's go. So it looks like it's braking good. So drum brakes is done. Thank you for watching.